balang balavatam chaham kamarag vivarjitam dharmava viruddha bhuteshu kamasmi bharatarshava. Now this particular verse we are discussing last day, that lust or sex desire on the principles of religiosity is Krishna. This point we have discussed very elaborately. You may remember that so far necessities of this body are concerned, that is allowed, but in a regulated form. The necessity of this body are four. We must eat something, we must have rest, sleep for some time, we must defend ourselves from the attack of enemies, and we must have the facility for sex life also. These things are necessary for keeping up this body. But one who is going to liberate himself from this material entanglement, he cannot use this excessively. There must be regulation. Just like a diseased person, he is put under regulation. He is also given to eat something. Although eating is not very good for a diseased person, still he is allowed to eat something, some barley water, some fruit juice, some light food, so that starvation is also not good. So he is allowed. But he cannot be allowed foodstuff according to the patient's desire. The foodstuff is allowed to him according to the direction of the physician. So if we want to be conversant, well equipped with Krishna consciousness, then we have to regulate our life. That regulation is given in various scriptures, and here also Lord Krishna says, he is describing himself, how you can remember him in every circumstances of your life. So similarly, sex life is also a necessity for our life. Therefore Krishna says, yes, I am also in sex life, provided it is, carried according to the scriptural injunction. What is that scriptural injunction? That one must get himself married, otherwise sex life is not allowed. It is considered sinful. Married life, sex life is allowed. Krishna says that dharma aviruddha. Aviruddha means not against religious principle. The religious principle is the putrate kriyate bhaja putra pinda prajanam. According to Vedic literature, one should marry just to have a child. Putra. Putra means son. The derivative meaning of putra is punnama narakat trayate iti putra. For our sinful reaction, we have to visit some hell which is known as pun. So, it is prescribed in the Hindu scripture that the child, when the father dies, the boy has to perform several ceremonies, which is called Shraddha ceremony, so that if the father, for his sinful acts, he is in trouble in his next life, this ceremony will protect him. These are some of the thoughts. And they are true. So, putra means Punnama narakat trayate iti putra. One who delivers the father from the hell, which is known as pun, he is called putra. So therefore, how can I have putra without wife? If one wants a son without wife, that is not possible. Therefore, the scriptural injunction is that according to the Vedic rules, you get yourself married and have good sons to protect your family and to protect yourself. This is called religious sex life. So, this religious sex life, Krishna recommends, and he says that sex life in religiosity is I am. I am present there. I am present there. Next he says, Jetaiva Shathika Bhava Rajasas Tamasastra Ji Matta Evi Titan Vidhi Natu Hang Tesu Te Mai. I think we have discussed all this. Now, Trivi Gunamai Bhavi Revi Sarvamidam Jagat. We are discussing about the three modes of material nature. Now the Lord says that the whole world is captivated by the three modes of material nature, and mohitam and bewildered by the actions and reaction of these three modes of material nature. One has forgotten his eternal relationship with God or Krishna. We have got eternal relationship with God because we are sons of God. How the relation can be broken? Suppose you have got son, now he is not obedient to you. That's all right. He has gone out of home. He does not like you. But the relation cannot be broken. When he will be asked, what is your father's name? He has to name that I am son of such and such gentleman. That relation cannot be broken. Similarly, we are all sons of God, Krishna. So our relationship is eternal, but we have forgotten. Just you understand, God is all powerful, all famous. He possesses all wealth. He possesses all beauty. He possesses all knowledge. And he possesses all renunciation. So we are sons of such a great personality. We have forgotten. Just a rich man's son forgets his father and becomes mad and lying on the street and begging. That is due to his forgetfulness. If somebody gives him information that why you are suffering in this way, you have got your father's riches. You go home and enjoy your father's property. Your father is very much anxious to have you. Why you are rotting in this condition? And if he comes to his senses, though I have suffered so much, now I shall go back to my father and enjoy life. This is our condition. We are under threefold miseries here in this material world. Always we are suffering by these threefold miseries. Adhyatik, Adhibhautik and Adhidoivik. Threefold miseries. Some miseries are pertaining to this body and mind. Just like one of our students, all of a sudden he has got some aches. He has to undergo surgical operation. So this is going on. Something misery are due to the body. Something miserable due to the mind, something miserable due to the nature. All of a sudden it becomes very cold. All of a sudden it becomes very hot, warm nature. All of a sudden there is great snowfall. All of a sudden there is earthquake. So many miseries. So due to nature, due to body, due to mind, and due to other living entities. Somebody attacks me with dagger. The tiger attacks me with his jaws. So many difficulties, miseries. Every step, padang jad vipadang nati sham. So we should remember this. But due to the illusion, being covered by the illusion, we don't take account of this misery. But we must remember that we are all in misery. An intelligent person who is developed in consciousness, he inquires, why I am in misery? I do not want miseries. Why I am in misery? When this question arises, then there is chance of becoming Krishna conscious. You'll find how one comes to Krishna consciousness. You'll find later verses. Chaturdvidha bhajanti mam sukritina ujjala. So, bewildered by this interaction of these three modes of nature, we have forgotten our eternal relationship with God. And Krishna consciousness means that we have to revive, just like a psychiatrist, they, by some lectures, revive his consciousness. So we are more or less not the person who is going to the psychiatrist, but every one of us, more or less mad, bewildered by this material nature. So we have to cure our madness and become situated in Krishna consciousness. That is the whole problem. Mohitang navijanati mamibha paramabhyam. Paramabhyam, abhyam means which has no end, which never, annihilates. That is called abhyam, eternal, never can be killed. So we are also abhyam. We have discussed all these points in the very beginning of Bhagavad Gita, that we are living entities. We have no birth, no death. The birth and death is concerned with this body. But we are sons also of this supreme, eternal, Paramabba. So we are also one. The sons of gold is also gold. But we are in this miserable condition. Why? Because we are bewildered by these material three modes of nature. Devidjesa gunamaya mama maya dhuratya mameva jab prapadante mayametang tarantite. This madness, this hallucination, this illusion of this material world is very difficult to overcome. It is very difficult. But Lord Krishna says, mameva jab prapadante mayametang tarantite. If anyone voluntarily or understanding his miserable life, if he surrenders unto Krishna, my dear Krishna, I forgot you for so many lives. Now I understand that you are my father, you are my protector. I surrender unto you. Just like a lost child goes to the father, my dear father, it was my misunderstanding that I went away from your protection, but I have suffered. Now I come to you. The father embraces, my dear boy, come on. I was so much anxious for you all the days. It is happy that you have come back. The father is so kind. So we are in the same position. As soon as we surrender ourselves to the Supreme Lord, that is not very difficult. A son surrender to the father. Is it very difficult job? Do you think? Is it very difficult job? A son is surrendering to his father. It is quite natural. There is no insult. Father is always superior. So, if I touch the feet of my father, if I bow down before my father, it is glory. It is glorious for me. There is no insult. There is no difficulty. Why should I not surrender unto Krishna? This is the process. Mami vajaprapadante. All these bewildered living entities, when they surrender unto me, maya metang tarantite. Yes, no more any miseries of life. He becomes at once under the protection of the Father, you will find in the end of Bhagavad Gita. Ahankang sarvapapi bhamokshayashami masucha. When the father, when the child comes on the breast of his mother, the mother protects. If there is any danger, the mother is prepared to give her life first, then the child. Similarly, when we are under the protection of God, then there is no fear. We become fearless under the protection of Father. The child, the small children, they have got this faith on the father and the mother. So we should take shelter of Krishna. Mami vajaprapadan. Anyone who takes shelter unto me, he is out of this danger. At once. So why not do this? Is it very difficult job? No. Then why the person do not take shelter? If it is so easy thing, a certain child is going to surrender unto the care of his father. It is so simple thing. Why people do not do this? Why? Because people are it is challenging even the existence of God. Now the godless civilization. Nature is everything. Science is everything. God is nothing. Their advancement of this material knowledge means they are getting more and more mad. Their madness is increasing. Instead of being cured, their disease is being increased. This is the material civilization. Don't care for God. All right. Don't care, then you care for this material nature. She'll give you good kicks. She's engaged for kicking you always, 24 hours. Threefold miseries. Mind that. But we are so much, accustomed to this kicking that I think it is all right. You go on kicking. My dear material nature, thank you very much for your kicking. You see? So you have become so fools and you are very much proud of our education. Can you conquer material nature? Who has conquered? The material nature is always inflicting upon us threefold of miseries. That's all right. Again, the four things, janma mrityu jara vyadhi, dukkha dushan darsanam, the birth, the miseries of birth, the miseries of death, the miseries of old age, and miseries of diseases. Can you solve? No. Then what advancement of knowledge you have got? The death is there, the old age is there, the disease is there. Then what advancement you have made? You are so much proud. This is called Maya. He is in the same stage, miserable stage, but he is thinking that I am advanced in knowledge. I am advanced in knowledge. This false pride, you see. So, the simple thing is that father has to surrender, to the son has to surrender to the father. Simple thing. And the father, what kind of father? He is not ordinary father. He is Bhagavan. Bhagavan means they are possessing full power, full strength, full wealth, full knowledge. It's not ordinary father. It's not like a material father, a poor father without any knowledge. But here is the father, he is full of knowledge, full of opulence, and we have to surrender to such father. Don't you think yourself to be lucky to go to such a father and enjoy his property? Why you are so fools? This foolishness, why they are so much fools, that is described in the next verse. Namang duskitana mudha prapadante naradhama maya apurita jnana asunam bhavamasi. These are the good qualifications of the fools. What is that? Duskritina. Duskritina means always doing against the scriptural or religious injunction. Always, continuously. Our business is now to break the rules of scriptures. That's all. That has become our business. Duskritina, always. Duskritina, sukritina, means a pious worker and impious worker. Just a man, a lawful and outlaw. Who is outlaw and who is lawful? One who obeys the state laws, he is called lawful citizen. And one who does not obey the state laws, he is put into the prison house. He is called outlaw. So, this duskritina and sukritina, who is pious and who is impious, there must be some standard rules. The pious is he who follows the scriptural injunction, and impious is he who does not follow. Every civilized nation, every civilized man has got his scripture. May he be a Christian, may he be a Hindu, may he be a Mohammedan, or may be a Buddhist. It doesn't matter. But everyone has got his authority, book of authority, scripture. So one who does not follow the scriptural injunction, he is outlaw, he is punishable. Duskritanam and mudha. Mudha means fool number one. These people do not go to God. These qualified people, duskritina means impious, mudha, fool number one, and naradhama, and lowest of the humankind, and maya apuritagyana, and bewildered of his knowledge, and asuri bhavamasrita, an atheistic mentality. These people, one who has developed, now the simple thing is to surrender unto the Father. Anyone can do it. There is no difficulty, there is no insult, and it is all prospective, everything is good. But still, people do not do it. Why? These are the qualifications. What are the qualifications? That is impious, he is fool number one, he is lowest of the mankind, his knowledge has been plundered by illusion, and he is atheistic. Anyone who is qualified all by these qualifications, he cannot surrender to his father. He is still to be punished by the agent of father, the material nature. He is still to be slapped and caned, very good, and kicked. He has to suffer, just like the father chastises the unruly boy. So, the Father, Krishna, or God, has employed this material nature, nurse. She is nursing also. She is giving us very nice food stuff, at the same time giving good slap. Both things are going on. Because we are all rich man's son. We are not poor man's son. So we are getting all supply of food, that's all right. God is kind. Even we are rebelled, even we do not surrender unto Him, still He is so kind. He is sending us grains, He is sending us fruits, so many things. And Duskritina, instead of so many things for good stuff, he is still doing impious acts for his eating, which is not sanctioned. So these things are going on. So these kinds of people who are fool number one, impious, lowest of the mankind, and whose knowledge has been exploited by this illusory energy and who is atheistic, these people, they do not go to God. Now why mudha? Mudha means full number one, just like I explained, that he is being kicked in every step. Still, he is thinking that, I am very intelligent. And this is a sign of full number one. And Naradhama, why Naradhama? Lowest of the mankind. Oh, because this human form of life is meant for recognizing our relationship with Krishna or God. This is an opportunity. In the life of cat and dog, they cannot come here to understand what is spoken in the Bhagavad Gita. Even they come, they cannot understand. First of all, they will not come. But human being, it is made for human being. So if human being does not take advantage of this knowledge, any knowledge that will help him to revoke his forgotten relationship with the Supreme Father, that is called knowledge. So here is the book, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, personally speaking. So if we do not take advantage of this knowledge, simply like cats and dogs, we eat, sleep, and have sexual intercourse with the opposite sex and die, without taking advantage of the higher consciousness, developed consciousness, which have been given to us by the grace of Lord through the material energy. We have got intelligence. But if we misuse this intelligence, do not take advantage, then are we not the lowest of the mankind? So lowest of the mankind, who does not take full advantage of this human form of life, is the lowest of the mankind. He should not have given this form of human life and develop concept, because he is misusing. But Lord is so kind, gives us chance. The material nature, although it is very powerful and it is punishing, but here is a chance by the will of God, all life. Let these living entities who are suffering under different covers of this material body in 8,400,000 species of life. Now here he has got a chance, the human form of life, after many evolutionary process, many thousands and millions. Now here is a chance. If we do not understand that here is a chance to get me free out of this entanglement, if we don't take this chance, are we not the lowest of the mankind? So the lowest of the mankind, the fool, the impious. Now, you can say, they are all degree holders of the university, MA, PhD, DSc, and you are calling him the fool. Yes, still. Why? The maya of Ritagana, by the illusory energy of the Lord, all their knowledge has been taken up. Why? Now, because the knowledge is meant for to understand what I am, what is this nature, what is God, why I am suffering, is there any remedy? These are knowledge. And the more knowledge to manufacture a motor car, to manufacture a radio, a television, and something for sense enjoyment, this is not knowledge. This is the plundered knowledge. The knowledge was given to understand the problems of life, but it is being misused in manufacturing something which will satisfy my senses. That's all. That is not knowledge. So they are thinking that this is knowledge. What is their knowledge? Do you think when there was no motor car, people could not go from one place to another? All right, some facility, that's all. But that is also becoming a problem. When everyone will have a motor car, there will be no place to drive motor car. You see? So this is the Maya. This is called Maya. You are creating facilities, but it is being created for your future in non-facilities. You have got experience when there was a strike in New York City. So for crossing 1 mile, one had to spend 4 hours. But if he could go on foot, within 10 minutes he could cross that space. So these are the facilities. We are thinking that we are enjoying facilities, but actually they are not facilities. So instead of wasting our energy for so-called facilities, we should apply our energy. What I am, why I am suffering. I do not like to suffer. Why suffering is imposed upon me? This is called knowledge. But by the illusory energy of maya, the so-called knowledge, our real knowledge has been taken away. And some foolish knowledge has been imposed upon us. That we are thinking, oh, we are advancing. Advancement of knowledge. By advancement of knowledge, we have manufactured atom bomb, so that killing process can be accelerated. People are dying, and the dying process is accelerated. And we are proud. Advancement of knowledge. Oh, manufacture something which will stop death. Then you have advancement of knowledge. Killing is there. What advancement? Killing is there, and you are facilitating. You are making more killing at one drop. This is not knowledge. This is called maya aparita jnana. The knowledge taken by the illusory energy. Maya aparita jnana asuri bhavamasrita, and atheistic. Challenging against the supreme authority. Challenging the father. Now without father, I could not see the light of this world. Then what is the use of challenging my father? Janmadasya jataha, who is the supreme father, from whom everything has born. The how? What is this challenge? The asuri bhavam. There are two classes of men. In the Vedic scriptures, we find there are two classes of men. Though bhutasarga loke daiva asureva cha. Daiva, Vishnu Bhakta Bhavet Daiva, Asura Sad Viparya. There are two kinds of men. One is called the gods, demigod, and other is called the demons. And who is demon and who is God? Vishnu Bhakta Bhavet Daiva, one who is a devotee of the Supreme Lord. He is called demigod. He also becomes God. And one who defies the authority of the Supreme Lord, he is called demon. So, this demon and the gods are always there. Some are, but number of gods are very small, but there are. So here, asuri bhavamasrita, one who has acquired the demoniac qualities, challenging the authority of the Supreme Lord, they are called asura. Asura means demons. So the demons and the fools and the lowest of the mankind, and whose knowledge has been plundered by the illusory energy and was impious, they cannot go to God. It is impossible. They are not allowed, but they can be, provided they agree. But God is always kind to accept anyone. But these people, they cannot have, due to they will have to suffer these threefold miseries for many more days. Then, when they come to the senses, then they can come. Against these four classes of men, there are another four classes of men who take to the shelter of God. Beginning. And what they are? Chaturvidha bhajanti mam jana sukritana arjuna arto jigyasu artharthi gyani cha bharatarshava. Lord Krishna says that four kinds of men who are pious, they come to me. And who are they? Artha plus pious. Artha means distressed, at the same time pious. A man distressed does not mean that he is impious. He may be pious. A pious man, he may be in distress. Because this material world is full of distress. So it is meant for pious and impious both. Just like when there is winter season, everyone suffers. It does not care for the pious, impious, or rich or poor. Similarly, this place is full of misery. Though the pious, he thinks of God in his miserable condition. But the impious, he cannot think. Just like if somebody is distressed and he goes to the church and prays, "My Lord, I am distressed, please help me." Oh, he's good man. He's good man. Although he is praying for some necessities, but he still is good man. Then the man who does not go at all to the church, because he does not believe. So here is a faith in God. Therefore, he is accepted. Arthati, a poor man. He goes to the church and temple and prays to the God. "My dear Lord, I am very poor man. Give me some money. so that I may be happy. Oh, he's good man. He's good man. So now these two class and another class, Jignasu. Jignasu means inquisitive. Just an intelligent boy is very much inquisitive to understand. He asks always his parent, oh, mommy, what is this? What is this? What is this? So mother explains. Similarly, one who is intelligent, these boys, these children who inquire, they are very intelligent boys. They will come out very intelligent in future. These are the signs of intelligence, the inquiring boy. So similarly, there are persons who are very inquisitive. They are studying, just like the scientists. They are making research. Similarly, when one makes research, what is God? What is God? Now, scientifically, with great intellect, one tries to understand what is God. Oh, he is also good. He is also good. He is making proper research. Yes. Then the distress and the person in want and the inquisitive and jnani. Jnani means who has understood his spiritual constitutional position. He is called jnani. Man in knowledge. He also inquires. He also becomes. He also goes to God. Or maybe personal, impersonal conception. But he is trying to take shelter of the ultimate truth, absolute truth. So these four classes of men, they are called Sukritino, they are called pious, because they are after God. And those four classes of men, they are impious, they are fools, they are lowest of the mankind, and their knowledge is plundered, and they are demons. They cannot take shelter. So these two classes of distinction are always there. Not only now, from time immemorial, so long the history of this creation is there, material world, so there have been so many atheists and so many. But in the ancient days, their number were very small. Now they have increased. So these two classes of men are always there. So it is better that we should, even we had been in a different way. This Krishna consciousness is open for everyone, and we can take advantage of it. And that is, will you read that prospectus? Where is that prospect? Yes. Dharani sangyamya monoridi niruddha cha mudna dhaya atmana pranam asthita yoga dharanam. We have been discussing about the transmigration of the soul. There are different kinds of transcendentalists who are called yogi. Jnana yogi, dhyana yogi, and bhakta yogi. All the yogis, they are eligible to be transferred to the spiritual world. The yoga system is meant for linking our connection. We are eternally connected with the Supreme Lord. Somehow or other, we are now in material contamination. The process is that we have to go back again. So that linking process is called yoga. Yoga, the actual translation of the word yoga means plus, just the opposite of minus. Now at the present moment, we are minus God or minus Supreme. So when we make ourselves plus connected, then our human form of life is perfect. So at the time of death, we have to finish that perfection. So long we are alive, we have to practice how to approach that point of perfection. And at the time of death, when we give up this material body, that perfection has to be realized. So for the last 3 days, we have been discussing prayana kale manasachale, no? Prayana kale means at the time of death. Just like the students, they prepare 2 years, 3 years, 5 years in their college education. And the final test is their examination. And if they pass in the examination, they get the degree. Similarly, in our living condition, if we prepare for the examination at the time of death, and we pass the examination, then we are transferred to the spiritual world. So, prana kale, the whole thing is examined at the time of death. Just the other day, I recited one Bengali proverb. This is a very common saying in Bengal. They say, bhajan karo, pujan karo, motte janle hoy. Or whatever you do for perfection, at the time of your death, it will be test. At the time of your death. So, Bhagavad Gita is describing what should we do at the point of our death when we are giving up this body, this present body. So for the yogis, dhyana yogis, this prescription is recited here. The sarvadarani sangyama mana ridi niruddha cha. Sarvadarani means this system is called pratyahar. In the technical language of yogic system, this is called pratyahar. Pratyahar means just the opposite. Now, the senses, my eyes are engaged in seeing the worldly beauty. Now I have to retract from enjoying that beauty and I have to see inside the beauty. This is called pratyahara. Similarly, I have to hear the onkar sound from within. So all the senses have to be stopped in their external activities. That is the perfection of yoga, and concentrate the mind on Vishnu Murti, Manoridhi. The mind is very agitating, so it has to be fixed up on the heart. Manoridhi, Niruddha. Niruddha means just arresting the mind within the heart. Murdha dhayatmana pranam asthita yogadharana. And in this way, when we transfer the air life on the top of our head, that is the perfection of yoga. And a perfect yogi, then he fixes up where he shall go. There are innumerable planets, and beyond the planets there are spiritual world. So yogis, they have got information. How they have got information from the scriptures, from Vedic literature, they have got. Just like before I came to your country, I got the description of your country from the books. Similarly, we can have all the description of higher planets and the spiritual world. They are mentioned there. The yogi knows everything, and he can transfer his self any planet he likes. He does not require the help of any Sputnik. The Sputnik, they are trying for so many years, and they will go on trying for 100 or 1,000 years more. They will never reach any planet. Be rest assured. This is not the process. This is not the process to reach another planet. Maybe by scientific process, one man or two men can reach, but that is not the general process. The general process is, if you want to transfer yourself any better planet, then you have to practice this yoga system or jnana system, not bhakti system. Bhakti system is not meant for any material planet. That will be explained later on. Those who are in devotional service of Krishna or the Supreme Lord, they are not interested in any planets of this material world. Why? Because they know in any planet you can raise yourself, you can elevate yourself, you can go there. But the four principles of material existence are there. What is that? Birth, death, disease and old age. Any planet you go. Your duration of life may be very, very longer than this earth, but death is there. Death is there. But those who are in Krishna consciousness, or those who are otherwise, those are not interested in this material life. Material life means birth, death, disease and old age. And spiritual life means relief from this botheration. No more birth, no more death, no more ignorance, no more misery. So those who are intelligent, they do not try to elevate in any planet of this material world. There are higher planets you have got, you get long duration of life. Just like we are trying to reach the moon planet. And actually, if we get entrance into the moon planet, it is very difficult to get entrance. But even if you get entrance, then the period of life will be, I mean to say, enhanced. Of course, not in this body. Perhaps if you enter with this body, in instant death is sure. But if you enter into higher planets by this yoga system, then you get the suitable body of that planet. Every planet has got a suitable body. You cannot enter, and just like you cannot live in the water with this body. You can make an experiment. You can live there within not say 24 hours or 15 hours or 16 hours, that's all. But the fish, the aquatic animals, they have got particular bodies. They are living whole life. Similarly, if you take out the fishes from water and put them on the land, they will instantly die. As you see, even in this planet, that you have got to make your different kinds of body to live in a particular place. So similarly, if you want to enter into another planet, you have to prepare yourself to get that particular type of body. So if anyone enters into the moon planet by this yogic process, it transfers, his soul transmigrates into the moon planet, he will get long duration of life. In higher planets, our 6 months equal to their 1 day. And such 1 month, 1 year, and for 10,000s of years they live. That is the description we get. So we get very long duration of life, undoubtedly. But there is death. There is death. After 10,000 years or 20,000 years or millions of years, that doesn't matter. It is all counted, and death is there. But you are not subjected to the death. That is the beginning of Bhagavad Gita. Na hannate hannamane sarire. You are spirit soul. You are eternal. Keep the watch here. You are eternal. Why should you subject yourself to this death and birth? This is intelligence. This is intelligence. So, Krishna je bhaje sevara chatu. Those who are persons in Krishna consciousness, they are very intelligent. They are not interested to get promotion in any planet where there is death. Never mind the long duration of life there is. They want, just like God, Satchidananda Vigraha, Ishara Parama Krishna, Satchidananda Vigraha. The God's body is Satchit, Sat, Chit, Ananda. Sat means eternal, and Chit means full of knowledge, and Ananda means full of pleasure. We have got our pamphlet, most of you might have seen. Krishna, the reservoir of all pleasure. Similarly, if we transfer our body, ourself, leaving this body, to the spiritual world, in the Krishna planet or any other spiritual planet, then we get the similar body. Satchit Ananda, eternal, full of knowledge and full of bliss. So those who are trying to be in Krishna consciousness, their aim of life is different than those who are trying to promote themselves in any of the better planet in this material world. See here, Lord Krishna says that Mudna Dhaya Atmana Pranam Astita Yoga Dharanam. And this is called the perfection of yoga. If you can transfer yourself, you are very minute particle within this body that you cannot see. But my position is this is external. This is external. So that is sustaining in the pranavaya. And the yoga system, the Satachakra system is to get the soul from down to the tip of the topmost part of the head. This practice goes on while you are living. And the perfection is that when you can place myself on the top of the head, and by fracture of this top motion we can transfer into the higher planet as we like. As we like. That is the perfection. A yogi can transfer in either of these planets, wherever he likes. Wherever he likes. So, if you like, just like you are inquisitive to see what is the moon planet, so if the yogi likes, let me see what is the moon planet, then I shall transfer myself to higher planets. Just like travelers, they come to New York, then go to California, then go to Canada. Similarly, you can transfer yourself in so many planets by this yoga system. But anywhere you go, the same system, visa system and custom system, they are. So Krishna conscious persons, they are not interested in these temporary planets. Maybe for a long duration, but they are not interested. So for the yogi, the process is how to give up this body. Om itteka aksharang brahma bharan mam anusmaran japrayati tajana dehang sajati paramangati. At the time of death, point of death, Om, and we can pronounce Om, Omkar. Omkar is the concise form of transcendental vibration. Omkar. So Om itteka aksharang brahma bharan. If we can vibrate this sound, Omkar. At the same time, mam anusmaran. Plus, he remembers Krishna or Vishnu. The whole yoga system is to concentrate his mind to Vishnu. But the impersonalists, they imagine that this is the form of Vishnu or the Lord. But those who are personalists, they do not imagine, they see actual form of the Supreme Lord. So anyway, either you concentrate your mind like imagination, or you see actually. You have to concentrate your mind in the Vishnu form. Your mom. Mom means unto the Supreme Lord, Vishnu. Japrayasi, anyone who leaves this body, tajan deham, after quitting this body, sajati paramangati, he enters into the spiritual kingdom. Unless he desires, those who actually yogi, they do not desire to enter any other planet, because they also know that the temporary planets, temporary life, they are not interested. That is the intelligence. Antavattu phalam tesam tad bhavati alpamedasa. Those who are satisfied with temporary happiness, temporary life, temporary facilities, they are not intelligent. According to Bhagavad Gita, they are not intelligent. Antavattu phalam tesam tad bhavati alpamedasa. One whose brain substance is very small, they are interested in these temporary things. That is the version of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Because I am permanent, I am eternal. Why shall I be interested in non-permanent things? That is the intelligence. Who wants non-permanent, existence? Nobody wants. Suppose you are living in an apartment, and the landlord asks you to vacate, or somehow or other you have to vacate. You are sorry. But you will not be sorry if you go to a better apartment. So this is our nature, that wherever we live, because we are permanent. So we want permanent residence. That is our inclination. We don't wish to die. Why? Because we are permanent. Death is, just like we don't want to be diseased. These are all artificial, external things. Disease, death, birth, miseries, they are not our, they are external things. Just like sometimes you are attacked with fever. You are not meant for suffering from fever, but sometimes it comes upon you. So you have to take precaution, have to get out of it. So similarly, these four kinds of external afflictions, birth, death, disease and old age, they are due to this material body. And if we can get out of this material body, then we can get out of these implications. So for the yogi, those who are impersonalists, for them this process is recommended. What is that? Om Ittika Kshanam Brahma Bharan, just vibrating this transcendental sound, Om, and leave this body. Then Japrayati, anyone who is able, what is the word? That's all. Anyone who is able to quit this material body in these circumstances, simply by uttering this transcendental sound, Om, with full consciousness of the Supreme Lord, then is sure to be transferred, to transmigrate in the spiritual world. But those who are not personalists, they cannot enter into the spiritual planet. They remain outside. Just like the sun sign and the sun disk. The sun sign is not different from the sun sign, sun disk. But still, the sun sign is not the sun disk. Similarly, those who are transferred in the spiritual world, they remain in the effulgence of the Supreme Lord, which is called Brahma Jyoti. Brahma Jyoti. So those who are not personalists, they are placed into that Brahma Jyoti as one of the minute particles. We are minute particles, spiritual spark. And Brahma Jyoti is full of spiritual spark. So you become one of the spiritual spark, that is means you merge into the spiritual existence. Although you keep your individuality constitutionally, but because you don't want any personal form, therefore you are held there. Held there in the impersonal Brahma Jyoti. Just like the sun sign are small molecules, shining molecules. Those who are scientists, they know that similarly we are also a small molecular atomic, less than atom, 1/10,000th portion of the tip of the hair, our position is. So that small part remains with the Brahma Jyoti as if mixed up, homogeneous. Although, so the difficulty is, as living entity, we want enjoyment. Because I am not only simply existence, I have got bliss, Sat Chit Ananda. I am composed of three spiritual existence. I am eternal, and I am full of knowledge, and I am full of bliss. So those who enter into that impersonal effulgence of the Supreme Lord, they can remain eternally and with full knowledge that I am now mixed up, I am now homogeneous with the Brahma. But they cannot have that eternal bliss because that part is wanting. So the difficulty is that when he feels, just like you, if you are confined in a room alone, you may go on, you may engage yourself in reading some particular book or in some thought, but still you cannot remain alone for all the years and all the time. That is not possible. You'll find some association. You'll find some association, recreation. That is our nature. Similarly, if we merge into the impersonal effulgence of the Supreme Lord, then there is chance of falling down again in this material world. That is stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Jannair vindakha vimukta manina tayyasta bhavad abhusuddha buddhaya arujya krichena parang padang tata patanti adha anadhita smadanga. Just like the Sputniks, man, the aeronautics, they go higher and higher, 25,000 or 30,000 or 100,000 miles away. But if they cannot take rest in some planet, they will fall down. at once fall down again. So the rest is required. In the impersonal form, the rest is uncertain, uncertain. Therefore the Bhagavad says, Ja arujya krichena parang padang tata. Even after so much endeavor, if he gets into the spiritual world and remains in that impersonal form, the risk is that patanti adha, he comes down again into this material world. Why? Anadita jusmadangraya, because he has neglected to serve in love and devotion the Supreme Lord. In this, so long we are here, we have to practice to love Krishna, the Supreme Lord. Then we can enter. This is the training. And if you are not trained up in that way, then by impersonal endeavor we can enter into the spiritual kingdom, but there is risk of falling down again. Because that alone, that loneliness will create some disturbance and will try to have association. And because he has no association with the Supreme Lord, he will have to come back into this material world and associate with this material association. So better, we should know the nature of our constitutional position. Our constitutional position is that we want eternity. We want complete knowledge, and we want pleasure also. Pleasure. So, if you are kept alone, you cannot have pleasure. Then you will feel uncomfortable. And for want of pleasure, you will accept any kind of pleasure, all that material pleasure. That's all. That is the risk. Therefore, this Krishna consciousness, he will have full pleasure. Full pleasure. The same pleasure, not the same pleasure, just like here the highest pleasure of this world is sex life. That is also perverted, so diseased. So even in the spiritual world there is sex pleasure in Krishna, but that not, we should not think that this is something like this, no. But Janmadasya Jata, unless that sex life is there, it cannot be reflected here. It is simply perverted reflection. The actual life is there in Krishna. Krishna is full of pleasure. The best thing is to train ourselves in this Krishna consciousness, and then it will be possible in this life, at the time of death, to transfer ourselves into the spiritual world and enter into the Krishna law, or the Krishna planet, and enjoy with the association of Krishna. Chintamani prakara sadamasu kalpa vriksha lakshabriti susravhira vipalayantam Lakshmi sahasasata sambrahma sevmanam govindam adipurusham tamaham bhajami. These are the description of the Krishna law. Chintamani prakara sadamasu. The houses are made of touchstone. Touchstone. Perhaps you know touchstone. It's a small particle touchstone. If it is touched in the iron beam, it at once becomes gold. Of course, I do not know if any one of you has seen this touchstone, but there is such a thing. So all the buildings are there of touchstone. Chintamani, prakara sadmasu, kalpa vriksha. The trees are desert tree. Whatever you like can get. Here, from mango tree you get mango, an apple tree from you get apple. But there, any tree, anything you like, you can have. These are some of the description of the Krishna law. So, best thing is not to try for elevating ourselves in either of this material planet, because in any material planet you enter, the same principles of miserable life We are accustomed, we have been acclimatized to birth, death, we don't care. The modern scientists, they are very much proud of their advancement, but they have no solution of these unpleasant things. They cannot make anything which will check death, or which will check disease, or which will check old age. That is not possible. You can manufacture something which will accelerate death, but you cannot manufacture anything which will stop death. That is not in your power. So those who are intelligent enough, they are not concerned with these four things. Janma mrityu jara vyadhi, birth, death and old age. They are concerned to have a spiritual life complete, full of bliss and full of knowledge. And that is possible when you enter into the spiritual planet. That will be explained. So next verse it is stated, Ananna cheta satatang jomang smarati nityasaha tasyang sulava pratha nityajuktasya yogina. Nityajuktasya yogina. Nityajukta means continuously in trance. Is the highest yogi. Continuously thinking of Krishna. Always engaged in Krishna consciousness. For him, Ananya Cheta, he does not divert his attention to this sort of process or that sort of yoga system or the jnana system or dhyana system. No, Ananya Cheta is simply the only one system, Krishna. Ananya Cheta without any deviation. Is not disturbed by anything. Simply Krishna. Ananya Cheta Satatang. Satatang means anywhere and any time. Just like my residence is at Vrindavan. That is the place of Krishna. When Krishna advented himself, he was there. So, now I am in America, in your country. But that does not mean that out of Vrindavan. Because if I think of Krishna always, so it is as good I am in India and Vrindavan, I am as good as in New York in this apartment. The consciousness is there. So Krishna consciousness means you already live with Krishna in that spiritual planet. Simply you have to wait for giving up this body. So this is the process of Krishna consciousness. Ananya Cheta Satatang Jumang Smarati. Smarati means remember. Nityasa, continually. The Sahang Sulabha Pratha. Oh, I am very cheap for them. Krishna becomes very cheap commodity. The highest valuable thing becomes very cheap for him who takes this process of Krishna consciousness. The Sahang Sulabham Pratha Nitya Dushtaksha Yogino. Because he is continually engaged in such process of yoga, bhakti yoga. Oh, I am very cheap. I am easily available. Now Krishna declares himself that he becomes easily available by this process. Why should I try for any, I'm going to say, very hard job? Why shall I take to that? We chant Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. 24 hours you can chant. There is no rules and regulation, either in the street or in the subway or at your home or in your office. There is no tax, no expenses. Why don't you do it? Always chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram. Thank you very much. Any question?
Cheto darpan marjanam bhav mahadavagni nirvapanam shreya kairava chandrika vitaranam vidyavadhu jivanam anandam buddhivardhanam pratipadam purnamrita svadanam सर्वात्मा स्नपनं परं विजयते श्रीकृष्ण संकीर्तनम् नामकारि बहुधा निज सर्वशक्ति तत्रार्पिता नियमित स्मरणेन कालः एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवन् ममापि दुर्दैवमिदृशं मिहाजनिनानुरागः तृणादपि सुनीचेन तरोरपि सहिष्णुना अमानिना मानदेन कीर्तनीय सदा हरे न धनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितां वा जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवतात् भक्ति अहेतुकी त्वयि नन्दतनुजा किङ्करं पतितं मां विषमे भवाम्बुधो कृपया तव पादपङ्कज स्थितधूलिसदृशीं विचिन्तया नयनं गलदश्रुधारया वदनं गद्गदरुद्धया गिरा पुलकैर्निचितं वपुः कदा तव नाम ग्रहणे भविष्यति युगायितं निमेषेण चक्षुषा प्रावृषायितम् शून्यायितं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्दविरहेण मे आश्लिष्य वा पादरतां पिनष्टुमाम् अदर्शनान् मर्महतां करोतु वा यथा तथा वा विदधातु लम्पटो मत्प्राणनाथस्तु स एव नापरः हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे